Some other news tonight, the 12 News I-team looking back at a tragedy on multiple levels. It has been more than 2 years since someone killed Amy Leagans. Police accused her roommate, who has already had a history of domestic violence, for her murder.
And his case really raises questions about how someone with a record could be accused of domestic violence again and again and again. Team 12's Erica Stapleton found that it's been a long time coming for justice.
The crimes themselves are hard to comprehend, but suspect Timothy Sullivan's past makes you wonder whether this tragedy could have been prevented. A missing woman found dead, her body dismembered.
Disgust, sickening.
Landscapers first found a piece of Amy Leagans' body in November 2020, after she disappeared at the end of October. Days later, her Chandler roommate Timothy Sullivan was arrested and charged with her murder and hiding her body around the valley.
It just makes me sick to my stomach. I feel so bad for her family.
Kimberly Houston says she's been on the other end of Sullivan's violence before.
And all my Indian pottery was broken. I ran up the stairs, and that's when he jumped out of the bed and threw me against the wall.
She told us they were dating in March 2009, when Sullivan beat her up one night and a neighbor had to call for help. Police photos clearly show bruising to her face, and Sullivan was charged with assault.
He slid through the cracks. He's a smooth talker, and I think he talked his way out of a lot of stuff.
At that point, records show Sullivan already racked up a lengthy criminal record, including 2 other pending criminal cases in Arizona and other prior charges out of state. In Kimberly's case, he took a plea deal. The assault charge was dropped, and Sullivan went to prison. But it didn't stop there. In 2014, Sullivan was charged with assault again, after beating and choking a roommate in Phoenix. He took another plea deal in this case, pleading guilty to 2 aggravated assault charges. He went back to prison and was out on probation when this happened in July 2020.
I need the police right now. What's going on? I was just attacked. By who? A roommate. Okay.
This is Amy Leagans, calling 911 after her roommate Timothy Sullivan tried to beat her up.
He got up, he said, "Get the out of here," and he pushed me all the way down here.
At the time, Sullivan told Chandler police he had a history of assault.
I do have an assault charge from 4 years ago that I went to anger management, all that stuff.
That's not a big deal.
And records show he repeatedly violated his probation leading up to this incident. But ultimately, this case was closed. A few months later, Amy Leagans was murdered.
Something's got to change. He's gotten off way too easy so that he did it over and over.
Even more than a decade later, it's hard for Kimberly to think about the details in her assault case.
I can't even believe that was part of my life.
Kimberly spent 2 years piecing together her pottery. She said Sullivan broke in the fight.
Each little piece was a mending process.
The cracks like scars.
This is a symbol of my healing, I think.
A reminder she's moved on.
Because he wasn't going to get me down.
Amy's family can't pick up the pieces yet. Despite records showing he confessed to killing Amy Leagans after his arrest, Sullivan pleaded not guilty to murder and hiding her body. The trial and justice repeatedly delayed.
He needs to be put away for good.
Timothy Sullivan's murder trial is scheduled for later this month, although it's likely going to be delayed again. Again, Timothy Sullivan has pleaded not guilty to these charges. Records also indicate he's had an outstanding felony warrant in Nebraska since 2007. His attorney has not responded to our request for comment. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.